right, what's up, y'all? This is episode 4 of Sports Talk Cam and D, episode 4, Big 4. Just
Sure.
quick shout out. I want to thank all y'all who have currently been watching, subscribing, sharing. We just want to thank y'all. Big support. So,
Thank y'all.
episode
Thank
4,
y'all.
today we are going to be discussing the upcoming football season. One of our topics today is going to be this new kickoff rule that floating around. I see not too many people like it. So we're just going to discuss what's the pros and cons of it. And then towards the end, we are going to each give our top 5 quarterbacks in the NFL. So let's go
That's
ahead.
gonna be interesting. That's gonna be interesting. But yeah, we're discussing football today. More NFL today than anything else, but um, definitely discussing the landscape and how football has shaped our lives. As one of the bigger sports in America and the world, honestly. Be surprised what other countries play American football. So, um, but yeah. So, what's your take on the current landscape of the NFL right now? How you feel about it?
Current landscape. I know one thing for me when I look at the football landscape is the connection between the city and then the team. Because I think that's the biggest thing when it comes to like the NFL is that connection between the city and then the team. Because it's like that's when you have that strong connection, then it's kind of like everything is 50-50. Like if you look at like New York, the New York Giants and the city of New York got that 50-50 connection. Like, they both on the same level with everything. There's no real arguments, whatever the Giants need, New York gives it to them. So it's like a fair deal. So, it's like in Dallas, Dallas and Cowboys never had a real issue with each other. It's always been 50-50. But like teams like the Rams, because of how they went from Los Angeles to St. Louis and back to Los Angeles. So, I mean, as far as what the landscape of the NFL to really survive is like this city connection, team connection just got to be a little bit stronger. Because right now you're seeing teams like the Raiders left Oakland, went to Las Vegas.
Right.
Would have thought. We never would have thought Las Vegas would have a football team. But
Right. But that's
Oakland,
interesting, though, ain't it? That's interesting,
yeah,
ain't it? Like
that's because
even though they left, right? But you know what? They've had a interesting history of you know not really being in one place. Because they were in Oakland, then they went to L.A., then they went back to Oakland, and now they're in Las Vegas. So like they've always had you know a
bounce around.
they always had a constant movement in their history. They always, looking for, I guess, the new stadium per se. But yeah, but that was interesting to me that you brought up the Raiders because that's a that's a cool situation if you ask me. It sucks for Oakland, but definitely interesting.
I think with them too is also the stadium that they were playing in Oakland. It's only so long because you got two
Man,
teams two teams sharing one stadium for 2 different seasons. It's like so one season that's a baseball stadium, one season that's a football stadium. Now we both know the grass on the football team, the grass on the football field, and the grass on the baseball field is 2 different types of grass.
right? But you
You
know
know,
what? That
football.
was a good era, though. That was a good era. Though the multi-purpose stadiums, though, that was tight. How the Pirates played in Three Rivers with the Steelers. The
Hmm.
Braves played in Fulton County with the Falcons. Um, and you had the Oilers and the Oilers and the Astros and the Astrodome. They played there. Like that was a good time for sports, man. Like I think everybody was doing it. Like that was that was cool. But you know what? That's ultimately why Oakland left. Because they
Yeah,
wanted their own spot. And
yeah.
and
Then you got
judging, and off topic, but judging by the Oakland A's right now, you can kind of see why they left in the first place. You
yeah.
know,
It's not really.
so but yeah, but to piggyback off that, you right though about the connections in the city. It's important. We went through the Rams leaving, right? And it felt like that was our team, like that was our team. Like they won their first championship ever, in St. Louis.
Yes, it
So
is.
you would think like that was our team, you know what I'm saying? Like I thought, hey, that would have been enough to, keep us there. But, once Georgia Frontier passed away, um, she was kind of the saving grace for us because she's remotely the reason why they came anyway. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
But I think of connection like, my favorite team, the Baltimore Ravens, right? It's a funny history because they were the Cleveland Browns, you know? So
Mhm.
I'm a strong believer that we are the Browns. I don't know what that team is in Cleveland right now, but we are the original Browns. You know what I'm saying? So I just I just think when a team decides to leave, you know, and they go to a new place, I think it's important that the connection be there. And I think Baltimore has a crazy connection with the city. The
Mhm.
Ravens, like, it's just a blue collar, it seems like a blue collar town, you know what I'm saying? And the teams they've had just kind of fit that mold. So then I think of how the Colts, Indianapolis left Baltimore as well, right? They left Baltimore, and moved to Indianapolis. So, you know, I think the connection there, is stronger, even though they had like some really good players back when they were in Baltimore. So, like I said, connection is key to, the landscape of the NFL. I think I wouldn't be surprised to see other teams, threaten relocation, if, they're not getting the love from the city, you know what I'm saying? Because it's a cohesive marriage, you know what I'm saying? You can't have one without the other. You can't have a city that's not for the team, and if the team is not for the city, like you're gonna lose the team. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna lose the
Yeah.
city, but you're gonna lose the team. Then what about all those people that invested? You know what I'm saying? Season ticket holders and everything. So I think isn't a good place right now because a lot of teams are, good. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of good teams in the NFL. So that's my question to you. What is your favorite team to watch? All time or whatever. Fan team. What's your favorite team to watch?
To watch, really, I just watch football to watch football. Like, I really haven't like put that stamp on that one team. I used to just watch it to watch it, see what's new, what's going on, I have some of my favorite players from the past, but I usually just watch it just to watch and see who's hot at the moment, what's going on. I try to stay connected with some of the stuff that's going on with it, you know.
Yeah, no, no doubt, no doubt, man. I watch football too, man. I watch, all the way to high school if I can. So I enjoy all of it, but I enjoy NFL. I got back into it, you know, um, like not say I was always watching it, but I took a break. You know,
Mhm.
obviously, when I joined the military, I didn't have that that leisure to watch the game. And then we had COVID happen, and then I was like, man, like how's we even watching the game with no fans, you know? But like I said, my favorite team is Baltimore though. But like I said, I've been invested in Baltimore since I was like ye high, you know what I'm saying? So
Mhm.
I just love the way they play, man. That defense, man. Like just, over the course of like it feel like 20, 30 years, they got the best defense statistically, you know, in the NFL history. You know what I'm saying? And that's over, that's with Ray Lewis, with Ed Reed. Now you moving into an era where you have guys like CJ Mosley who's there, you know what I'm saying? And then you got Roquan Smith, Marlon Humphrey, you know what I'm saying? You got all these guys that kind of bought into the history of the team, you know?
Yeah,
And I don't think that Ray Lewis and Ed Reed really let that go, you know? Like I think they are constant fixtures in that organization, especially when it comes to defense. There's a way that they play, and I like it. I love when they play good defense. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man. I just think that's my team. Now, all time teams, like I'd say in the early 2000s, one of my teams was, the Falcons, like
yeah,
that was one of my teams, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, I love the Ravens, but you can't lie. Michael Vick was must see television, you know,
yeah.
must see television, and I enjoyed watching him. Now, if you want to go, 2010s, I enjoyed uh I enjoyed Aaron Rodgers rise. I enjoyed him with the Packers. I liked him a lot. He had some really really good games. um, and then I would have to say, I've always been a sort of Rams guy, so I kind of liked the Steven Jackson era. Obviously, the greatest show on turf. That goes without saying, right? But I really did enjoy that era a lot too. So so when you watch the NFL, do you get into the strategies and stuff? Like, do you like to see what plays are called and things like that, or is it just kind of just fun?
I usually just watch it for fun.
Okay, okay, nah, that's cool, that's cool, that's cool. I like I said, I be I get into it, man. I be into it. One of those crazy fans that be yelling at the TV and stuff.
Yeah, that's me.
Yeah. Yeah. My favorite receiver is actually T.O., man.
Yeah, man. Yeah, he was always good.
That was my guy, dog. That was my guy. Like he had it all, man. Like he let you know about it too. You know what I'm saying? But like people want to say he's like a cancer or whatever, but I don't think so. Like I don't think he's that bad. I just think he was, excuse me, very passionate about playing. You know, like I think he was awesome. He played really. He kind of just took it to a whole nother level. You know what I'm saying? Like the explosive receiver. You know what I'm saying? I really wanted him to stay in
Mm,
Philly for a long time, man, because I feel like that was a spot for him. That was a good spot. You know what I'm saying? You know, San Fran was cool, but you can't really you can't play there at that time and really get your shine on if you understand what I'm saying, because Jerry Rice was there. You know what I'm saying? So it's
yeah,
like you gotta go somewhere else to really get your shine off. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
so when you so the NFL history, what was your favorite team? I gotta know this.
Um, they,
Favorite
uh,
team. It could be the team with the funniest players or a team with like that destroyed everybody. Like what was your team?
I was a big Patriots dude. Like
Okay.
the early years, Tom Brady, Tom Brady, Bill Belichick era. That was my
You talking about the early Patriots, like
the
2000.
early, the
Yeah.
early Patriots.
Okay. Okay.
That
Okay.
that that
Nah,
Tom that
man.
Tom Brady, yeah, that Tom Brady, Bill Belichick era right there. That was me.
Okay. Okay. I like that. I like that a lot. Okay. I like them teams too, man. They was nice, man. Tom Brady was a he was a monster, man. Like early on, it was more defense, right? And Tom Brady
Yeah,
was like, you don't want Tom Brady to lose a game for you. That's all. But
that's how it went.
after that, like that was all him,
Yeah,
all him. You know what I'm saying? Like I give it like the first couple Super Bowls he won was like defense ish, you know. But after that, that was all him. He was out there clowning. You know what I'm saying?
that was
So
all.
if I had to say my favorite team was actually the Vikings in the '90s. Like that was one of my favorite teams to watch. Um, because I mean they had an offense that was crazy. Like like I mean stupid numbers. You know what I'm saying? Like I remember
Yeah,
a game they played against the Rams, greatest show on turf Rams, right? And it took like 50 points to beat them. Like they couldn't stop nobody on defense or whatever. But I mean, you had Randy Moss, you had Chris Carter. I want to say Randall Cunningham was there too. So like on offense, she was just clowning. You had some running backs, like they was clowning, man. And I was
that's some
like,
people.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like they out there scoring on people. So that was one of my favorite teams to watch growing up. Another team I liked a lot was I really liked how the Eagles played with Donovan
Hmm.
McNabb and then Brian Dawkins back there knocking people heads off. That was my
Yeah.
those were my teams, man. I like defense, man. I don't like the way defense is played nowadays. You know what I'm saying? So I segue that into a question for you. Like, how you feel about defense today? Like, are you player safety? You know what I'm saying? Are you in between, or are you about the action? Like, what you like about today's defense at this like?
I'm more a player safety. Like like it's all about action, but at the same time, you got to be careful out there because one bad injury and you can be done for the season. One bad injury, you done for the career.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah. I definitely get that. I get that. I get
It's
that a lot, man. Like, I like what you said about player safety, though. I was surprised you went there. I thought it was gonna be in between. But
nah, because
now,
you think been too many like helmet to helmet, like the helmet to helmet hits and the like people getting hit from tackle from behind and things like that. So I'm the same way with baseball. Like it's all about player safety with any sport. It's got to be player safety. Especially with football because it's a little bit rough than basketball, and baseball. So definitely you know player safety is my thing.
okay, I'm in between. I'm actually in between. I'm in between because, like I said, I grew up in an era where they was hitting people, and it was okay to hit people, you know, and I I like that part of it because I feel like offense has a lot more opportunity to score, but
Mhm.
it's so many rules in place to help them, score a lot of points. Don't get me wrong, fans like it, right? But for me, I'm old school to a fault to where I can watch a 7-3 game. You know what I'm saying? And actually be enjoyed because of the defense being played. Like
Yeah,
11 guys doing a job and the offense can't do nothing about it. You know what I'm saying? So I enjoy games like that, you know. But I'm on the other side of player safety because as you mentioned, there's been a lot of injuries, man. A lot. You know what I'm saying? Now don't get me wrong, medical science, has, improved. You know what I'm saying? Modern medicine is awesome. You know what I'm saying? Used to be you tear your ACL, your career is over. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Now you come back from it, right? But those are like, limbs. You know what I'm saying? I'm worried about your head, you know? Like those things, there's no coming back from that. Once you start like messing with your head and stuff, like that's where I'm on player safety. Like I enjoy the
yeah,
hitting on defense, but I'm also on the side of player safety when it comes to like head injury, you
yeah,
know? Like because, I think about guys, like, Junior Seau, rest in peace. He was such a great linebacker, what I'm saying, for years. You know what I'm saying? We're talking, I think he played from 89 to like 2008 or something like that. Like,
Mhm.
that's a lot of mileage, man. And we're not even talking about college either. You know what I'm saying? Like, how many concussions he might have had, So when I think of the game, I enjoy um I enjoy like defense, but long term, that's where I'm worried about safety. So I just know that the players are getting bigger and the players are getting
true,
faster. And back in the day, a Ray Lewis, played for the Ravens, and a Jerome Bettis played for the Steelers, or Ray Lewis and a Eddie George who played on the Titans. These are big running backs, right? A collision at full speed from both of them is just not gonna be. It's not gonna be nice.
like you said, like medical technology, now it's really, you tear, your ACL, MCL, you may be gone for a couple months, come back, it's a little bit stronger. But I think they really need to work on also is the equipment. I know they really trying to work with like helmet equipment, to cut down on like concussions and stuff like that. I just think, like safer, equipment for like your knees, not after you have a knee injury, but like equipment to prevent knee injuries, things like that, just work on the equipment. and then maybe it'll cut down on injuries and it'll go more into player safety.
I think it helps a lot. Like I said, man, Junior Seau played a long time, and like the helmets were the same almost for a while. You know what I'm saying? So I can imagine, how many concussions a guy that plays linebacker would have. Over the course of that career.
Yeah,
So, and as like I said, players get bigger, faster. You're gonna have some really hard collisions. You know what I'm saying? So I'm more, like I said, I'm more excited about the safety of the players for the equipment purposes than I am for the rule
yeah,
changes. I think that affects the game. Is defenses can't play like they want to. You know what I'm saying? Now good defenses can, but like just defense in general, you know what I'm saying? It's almost like you kind of you gotta almost play a little bit less than 100% because 100% gets you a penalty. You know what I'm saying? That's what draws me away from the NFL in a sense. But player safety is something I'm really excited about that they've changed over the years. And I think it's better, So, you know, last segment, most important segment, your top five quarterbacks.
top five.
Gotta know. Top five.
All right.
Ain't gotta be in
I
order.
did my
Just
I did my strong research.
ain't gotta be in order. Just saying just top five quarterbacks, five quarterbacks that you think are the best ever.
Okay, so I did some strong research, not too strong, but number one is Peyton Manning. So
Like him. Like
1,940
him.
yards, 539 touchdowns, 251 interceptions, good postseason numbers, two Super Bowl victories, four Super Bowl appearances. So real good. He a part of that family because he got his younger brother also who's a good quarterback. Number two is Russell Wilson. Got 4,583 yards, 308 touchdowns, 98 interceptions. This is currently because he's still playing right now. So this is his current numbers at the moment. 9-7 in the postseason. Currently only has one Super Bowl victory. Number three, I had to say this because I seen him play a couple football games in person. Is Kurt Warner. You know, he was
Mm,
a
okay.
big name to St. Louis. Big name to St. Louis.
Okay.
So
Okay.
his numbers are pretty good. Number four, I probably should put him as number two, but it's Tom Brady, of course.
Got
You
to.
know,
Got to.
his postseason numbers is awesome. 35-13
Boom.
in the
Like,
playoffs.
like,
Boom.
boom. Like, it's mind blowing how good his playoff numbers.
With seven Super Bowl victories, 2002, 2004, 2005, 15, 17, 19, 21. That's like Hall of Fame numbers right there.
Right. Right. But my thing is, right, as many Super Bowls as he won, how many did he lose? Like,
That's
how many did he lose? Because he went to the Super Bowl a lot. You know what I'm
he
saying?
also lost a couple times.
I mean, he lost a couple times, but at the same time, like that's pretty impressive. You know what I'm saying? Like NFL wise, that's impressive, man. To go to all them Super Bowls, man, with different teammates, that's that's
Yeah,
that's wild to me. I can't even imagine like going to that many Super Bowls, man. Like winning or losing, but you at the biggest stage that many times, like that's impressive to me. I
yeah.
like that.
And then number five is Aaron Rodgers.
Okay,
So those
yeah,
are my top five.
okay. All right. So I gotta know. why Russell Wilson in your top five? I gotta
I Russell Wilson. Cause I know I saw him play. I saw a couple of his football games. Watched it. For first quarter, the fourth quarter. I like the way he played. I like the how he has. Good. He can throw real deep, but he also has that speed. I think a quarterback should have some kind of a good level of speed. I like that. I like the good level of speed, especially when he's like rushing in for the touchdown. I like how he can really move on the field. Swing left, swing right. That's just me. I think a quarterback should really have those good rushing yards. Your passing yards should be up there at the same time. Like your rushing yards should be, if not equal to your passing yards, within the same zone. Because that really shows that you're a good quarterback, and that's what I like about Russell Wilson.
okay. Okay, nah, I was just curious. I haven't heard a top five list with him on it before, so I was just curious about why he did it. But you know what? I like the way he plays too. I do. He's a improviser, and he runs off script. You know what I'm saying? That's where he makes his money. You know what I'm saying? But he's really put together though. Like as far as his body is
Yeah,
concerned, like he's not like this scrawny little quarterback. I mean, he's put together. You know what I'm saying? So I like the way he throws, and he got a good arm too. Like he
yeah,
got some, he can throw that ball, he can spin it. So all right, so my top five is I gotta go with Joe Montana.
okay,
That's my guy. Uh, 49ers, legend, lot of rings. You know what I'm saying? And then when they got rid of him and he went to Kansas City, he still was good. That's what's crazy. A lot of rings, a lot of playoff success. Tough, definitely on my list. Next quarterback. Surprising. Like people want to say rings are important. They are. They are, right? But you can only do so much as a quarterback, right? Your
hmm
your team, your management has to put some players around, right? Have to. So number two on my list is going to surprise you. It's going to surprise you. But it's Dan Marino.
mm,
Dan
okay,
Marino. Now, hear me out. Dan Marino was in the draft with John Elway, Jim Kelly, and some other guys. But those a really important draft, right? In terms of the star level of quarterback in the league, right? And he was the guy picked last out of those guys, right? So my thing is, you talk about a guy that is awesome when it comes to throwing the ball. Like I can throw it anywhere. I can throw it how fast I want it. I can lob it in there. I can do what I want to do. That's the guy. You know what I'm saying?
hmm
He revolutionized the passing game. Nobody was passing for 5,000 yards before Dan Marino came along. You know what I'm saying? Everybody
right,
was 3,000, 2,000, 4,000. But Dan Marino, if I'm not mistaken, was that number one dude. He hit 5,000 first. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
And, he was just amazing. Like, I know he didn't win, but I think a lot of that sometimes has to do with defense. He don't play defense. You feel me? So you can
hmm
only score so many points, and the other team, defense ain't stopping anybody. You know what I'm saying? So I think, like in terms of arm talent and revolutionizing the passing game for real, I think he he's on my list. Next, number three, Peyton Manning. All
okay,
right, what's what's been said about Peyton Manning that hasn't been said already? Right, smart quarterback, comes from a great football family. You know what I'm saying? Um, He did his thing in college. You know, he's a prototype, man. He's a prototypical guy. You know what I'm saying? Big quarterback, big arm, smart. Not a runner. You're not gonna say that. But in his younger days, he could scoot a little bit. He can scoot a little bit, right? But I just enjoy Peyton Manning's his cerebral for the game. You know, being one step ahead of the defense, you know, knowing what your team is doing and what their team is doing, I think that puts him, you know, at a, you know, the list. And he was the guy. You feel me? Like he was drafted, you know, number one. So there wasn't no question, you know what I'm saying, that he was the dude that they were going to build around. And I'd say it was a good investment, you know? I say it was a real good investment. And well, they got a ring in Indianapolis. Went to another Super Bowl, by the way, lost to the Saints. But um, he definitely did some good, man. He did a whole lot of good. You know, I'll root for him more so than I did Tom Brady in a sense. Not fair, not fair, but I did because you know Tony Dungy was his coach, you know, and
Yeah,
the Patriots was just the defense was so nasty, and it's like, man, I just want Peyton Manning to win, like because like Tom Brady can't have it all. You know what I'm saying? You can't have a good defense. You can't have a hot girlfriend. You can't have all of it. You know what I'm saying? I like Peyton Manning, man. Like he was different, man. He was actually funny. Like if you ever just watch him just talk on ESPN, he's a funny dude. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, yeah,
like I just enjoy that. You know, I hated that him and Tom Brady couldn't meet in a Super Bowl together because they both were in the AFC, but that would have been exciting.
that would have
All
been
right,
awesome.
number 4 on my list is Tom Brady. All right, so I break Tom Brady down into like a couple categories, right? Because obviously he's like, you know, in terms of championships, he's the GOAT, right? But
Yeah,
but Peyton Manning came in the GOAT. As in a sense. You know what I'm saying? So
mm,
like his expectation to come in and play well, you know, to me boost him up there above Tom Brady. And it's just like I said, Tom Brady he turned into one of the greatest quarterbacks that ever played this game. You know what I'm saying? And I just really appreciate, you know what I'm saying, how he grinded, man. You know what I'm saying? Because he wasn't the guy to begin with. You know what I'm saying? That was Drew Bledsoe, right? So the fact that he was able to, you know, get his game right, you know, sucks that Drew Bledsoe got hurt and then, you know, Tom Brady took over from there, right? But but you know what I'm saying? He just took it and he ran with it, you know what I'm saying? But he's definitely 4th on my list, you know what I'm saying? Um, I love what he does, but I just really just I don't like him like that. I'm just playing. I'm just playing. I'm just playing. Nah, man, but like I
yeah.
said, I just think he's a really good quarterback, and any list without Tom Brady on it is
It's a crazy
just
list.
it's not a list. You know what I'm saying? Because his playoff performances, if we were going making a top 5 off playoff quarterbacks, then yeah,
Yeah,
he's number one because he got the rings, right? But overall performance, I just think the other guys just just balled out, man. I do everything. You know what I'm saying? But I say that to say, dude is a great quarterback. Like
yeah,
like hands down. You can't argue with it. The stats prove it. The rings prove it. Everything. So my 5th guy is going to surprise you. Going to surprise you. I promise. My 5th guy on my list is Warren Moon. Warren Moon doesn't get the credit he deserves for just being a really good ass quarterback.
Yeah.
So hear me out, right? There are plenty of other guys that have won championships and done, MVPs and things like that, right? But we're talking about a guy that was so good at quarterback coming out of college, right? That it wasn't deniable. But you wanted this man to play a different position because of the color of his skin.
Right.
Now, you tell this man that, right? Some people just listen and play it, right? But he's like, no, I'm a quarterback and I'm going to show you. So he goes to Canada, right?
Uh-huh.
And wins five, five Grey Cups, which is the Canadian football equivalent of a Super Bowl. Five of them,
Okay.
you know, and passes for like 5,000 up there in like 5 or 6 years, right? You do that and you put the league on notice, right? Like, yo, I'm that deal, right? And then
Mm-hmm.
you you do all this stuff and you have all this talent, right? And now they understand, right? So you could easily just like, hey, I'm here. I could just do whatever. This guy continued to throw for 5,000 yards in the NFL. You know what I'm saying? Like, wild, right? Wow. And then his career lasted 20 years, give or take, right? And he did all of this. Had a crazy arm, you know what I'm saying? Good guy. And he did all this stuff, man. And he just continued to play. And if we're talking numbers wise, he got almost 100,000 passing yards. Like if you combine Canada and NFL, he got like 100,000 passing yards. Crazy, right? Crazy numbers. You know what I'm saying?
Crazy
So
numbers.
yeah, so like that's my top five. Like I said, I know some guys, you know what I'm saying, that could have been on there because I could
That
have
should
went
be on
Aaron
the list.
Rodgers like you. Could have went Aaron Rodgers like you. Um, Definitely could have went Kurt Warner because I liked him a lot. You know what I'm saying? But I like the longevity. Like that's one thing I really like longevity. I like somebody that's done it for a long period of time. You know what I'm saying? That really resonates with me. Uh, Russell Wilson was definitely surprising on yours. Definitely, that was surprising. Didn't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
It's surprising, man. I only say that because he's not done yet. You know what I'm saying? Like he's not done yet. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, in my opinion, you don't like to be on a top five list or like a GOAT list, you don't have to be done to be on the I think that's the thing people feel like to be on like a top five or like greatest of all time, you gotta be done to be on that list. Like like with LeBron not done yet, but LeBron is on a whole bunch of, top five, top 10 GOAT list. He not done yet. He's still,
Yeah, but
got
his body of work is like etched in
it.
cement, man. like it's like you put it
It's
in a marble statue. Like that's how good LeBron is. You know what I'm saying? Like, what? 9 MVPs, right? MVPs, you got championships, you got points, you got assists, rebounds, like everything. You know what I'm saying? He's got everything. You can put that on a list. You know what I'm saying? So it's just surprising me, Russell Wilson. Who surprised you on my list?
oh I mean, you had a pretty good solid list. I can't say there's too many surprises on your list because I definitely agree with your list though.
All right, man. Shoot, like I said, man, that was cool. That was cool. Uh, so we're gonna shut it down. You know, it's episode 4.
Episode
We
4. So
we we
we
we
rocking and
rising,
rolling with the
man. We rising. Like we appreciate both of us. We appreciate all the subscribers, the views, the followers. We appreciate it. We just want to give you
make
guys
sure
the
y'all
best
hit the
content we can
subscribe
do.
button, hit the follow button.
Hit it, hit it.
So
We on we
so
on all the streaming
episode
networks, everything. We on all of them.
every
You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Follow our TikTok page. That's where you get our short videos. You know what I'm saying? Just in case you can't watch it all, we have it right there. You can watch it. The link is there. You can watch it later. Everything. But like I said, we appreciate you guys. We just want to keep giving you good content, man. Anything else, D?
come out, make sure you watch this iconic episode 5. But like you said, we love y'all. We appreciate y'all. Make sure you hit the subscribe, follow, TikTok. We we everywhere. So we just gonna wrap this up. This is another great episode. Sports Talk, that's Cam, D. We love y'all, man.